Hey everybody, Motorport 59 here to do a little follow on to the piece I put up yesterday about the East Palestine thing and governments and conspiracies and speculation, blah, blah, blah. In that, I said I'd seen a couple of headlines to little clips that I might look into later, and I did. I looked at some of those today, and I had talked about the one that I saw about a woman who lived in East Palestine, who said that the cleanup was corrupt, the corruption in the cleanup, and I assumed she'd be talking about the corruption in the derailment cleanup, the maybe the railroad stuff. I wasn't sure. That was my assumption. Well, my assumption was incorrect. She was talking about corruption in the hazmat, the ecological end of it. And I guess this gal has a creek that runs behind her house, and she said that the government is back there diluting the water. And so she went, before they had a chance to dilute it too much, and got some of her own samples and sent somewhere not in Ohio or Pennsylvania to be analyzed. I don't understand that. I don't think that I don't know who is in charge of this. I don't know if it's the EPA. I don't know if it's state, local government. I just don't know who is doing this work on the waterways back there. But if they are diluting that, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to try, if there's something wrong with this water, if there are whatever these elements are, whatever these chemicals are, their job is to try to get those out of there, to dilute the water as much as they can before it has a chance to sink into the ground. And I would assume that's what they're doing. Now, I'm no fan of government agencies getting involved in anything because they screw everything up, but it's what they're supposed to do. So I don't know to what end this gal is. I don't know what her plan is, if the water comes back contaminated with vinyl chloride or dioxins, as she was one of the things that she said. I just don't know I don't know what this is about. I think that this is another piece of grandstanding by someone. Hey, I'm sorry your property she said she couldn't talk right because her voice was messed up from this. Sounded all right to me. And this was on Tucker Carlson. It was just a clip that I watched. It wasn't the whole show. Evidently, this gal had been on that show another time. And I'm not here to dog this person. As I've said, this is horrible for the people who live there. But there are going to be contaminated waterways, this creek, if there's I don't know anything about this place in Ohio. I've never been to Ohio, but there is a lot of water back there. I'm from Southern California. Most of our rivers around here don't even have water in them most of the time, so I'm unfamiliar with that kind of drainage. But it would be impossible and foolhardy to think that there won't be some sort of contamination from this. Even if the cars didn't directly dump this stuff in there when they burned all this off, according to what I heard, it was raining chemicals. How accurate that is, I don't know. But I think that people are going to take advantage of grandstanding where this is concerned. I believe, in my opinion, that's what this person's doing, and Fox News is feeding into it. And as I said shame on you, Fox. Here again, just as it is with the cause of the derailment, why don't we wait until we get some results back? This has just been literally a few days. What now? It's been a couple of weeks. It's just like anything else that involves any kind of science, any kind of materials, hazardous materials, whatever. Nothing is known immediately. I know that's tough. Like I said, I live in California. They could dump a carload of vinyl chloride into the Kern River right now, and it wouldn't do nothing but make the make a mess in the sand. Even after all the rain we've had, there is still no water in Kern River going through town here. Another thing that I saw that was said on the other side, the other end of the way other end of the spectrum, is that worthless human being, that fetid pile of flesh called Joy Behar, who actually had the gall to say that the people of this town deserved what they got because that the majority of the voters in that town voted for Donald Trump. I'm not a person who believes people ought to be fired from TV shows because they voice their opinion, especially on shows like The View. I wouldn't watch that show. I wouldn't watch that show if I were tortured. I would rather just be tortured to death, because watching that show, watching those worthless, human bashing pieces of shit, pardon my French, on that show would be more torture than I could stand being forced to watch that. But to make a statement like that, it just shows how low some of these people with Trump derangement syndrome have fallen. They're low. They're lower than the gutter. They're lower, as we say, you're lower than a snake's belly. That's how they are. They're sickening, disgusting human beings. Joy Behar. I've never heard her say anything intelligent. I really haven't. But anyway, for Joy Behar to say that is something that should be addressed. She shouldn't be fired. I don't even think she should be given a timeout. But they should tell her, hey, you know what? You're talking about American citizens here who have had a horrible tragedy befall them. And to say that somebody deserves that for any reason, it doesn't matter. If this town would have voted 100% for Joe Biden, I would still not think they deserved something like this to happen to them. And anybody that feels along those lines, if you're a conservative and you think that people that voted for Biden or Newsom or anything deserve to have some terrible thing happen to them and their families and their homes, come on, man. That's childish. I always use this word. It's disheartening to hear humans talk like that about each other. Hey, you want to talk shit about each other? You want to make fun of people? That's one thing. But to make a statement like that someone deserves to have their homes ruined, their animals die, their water be contaminated, just because they voted for someone that you don't like? Oh my God. Trump derangement syndrome is real. But back to the East Palestine derailment. It is a terrible thing. And it's even a more terrible thing to have someone think that people should be afflicted like this because of someone they voted for. And it's disgusting. Absolutely, positively, 100% disgusting. All right, that's all I have to say about that. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motorpoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and we'll see you all later.